Hi friends, it's Auden. I don't know why I just waved. You can't see me. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I hope you're excited for a few limited pack builds coming up. This is the first one I did, and I chose the packs by choosing the ones that I thought would go really well with a family summery home. I am building it on the Daisy Hovel lot in Willow Creek, and it is going to be a single story family home that is like summery outside. So there's just so many summer activities. The inside, I feel like I could have made the colors a little more summery and a little less spring, but I do think it came out really, really cute, and I am really happy with it, and I hope that you will like it as well. I know I talk a lot about what I watch when I'm building certain things because I know I've mentioned that when I am doing the voiceovers, it reminds me what I was watching. And I've been re-watching for the 500,000th time Bob's Burgers, and I was around season, I want to say 6. No, it was like 5 when I built this, and now I'm on like 7. So I built it last week. But I don't know. I just really enjoy when I do voiceovers remembering what I was watching when I built it. But this is the shape of the build now. You can see that we have a little porch on the front and the back with kind of like a trellis. Not a trellis. Would it be called a trellis? I thought the trellis was on the side. What's it called when it's on the sky? I don't know. I don't remember. But so the packs we are using for this build are Seasons, Outdoor Retreat, Backyard Stuff, Perfect Patio, Kitchen Clutter, Party Essentials, and Little Campers. So those are the packs that we are using in this build. So if you have those packs or any combination of those packs, this build is perfect for you. I also have 2 other limited pack builds that I have done. Well, one is finished and one is about finished. One of them, the one that is finished, my husband chose the packs and he tried to choose packs that were like the least popular. So look forward to that one coming up. I just have to edit it and do the voiceover. And then the one that I am working on now is based off of comments on social media. So Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. I combined the comments from those places and the packs that people listed, and we are doing a limited pack build using those packs. So those are the 2 other limited pack builds that I have coming up sometime soon. But for now, we are going to be working on this patio in the backyard. Well, not the patio, the backyard. Patio, the backyard, just the backyard. That's all I needed to say. But we end up with a slip and slide, which I based the entire backyard around having the slip and slide. What? The water mat slip and slide, I think, is probably trademarked, so probably not slip and slide. What would it be called? Water slide mat thing? I don't know. Anyway, and now we're just adding landscaping. I do cut the landscaping down a little bit. It is a little bit too luscious right now. I do cut it back a little bit here in a minute. But we pretty much only have base game for this concept. But we end up with a pool, a kiddie pool, some planters, a telescope, a chess table, a grill, and a table. I should have added the water balloon bucket, but I didn't think about it till I'd already posted this to the gallery, which if you would like to download this, it is on the gallery under my ID, which is AudynRo, AUDYNRO, and you can find that information down below as well. And this build does have 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and it comes in at 80,466. So it's not a starter home, but it's not that bad. And I mean, it's really expensive for how basic it is, but I think it's really cute. I like the blue. I like the backyard with everything in it. We also get the what is it called? The ring toss thing do they just play horseshoes? What are they playing? We get that in the front yard as well to kind of make the front look a little bit more summery and useful. So we get a little cooler and the ring toss thing. But I think now we're going to go work on the inside. You can see here I kind of was laying out some of the furniture in the living space to figure out where everything was going to go. So we have a kitchen back here in this back corner by the back door. And then near the bathroom door, we get a little dining table. And then this area here is going to be the living room, and it has a little art station in there as well. So there's like canvases, and I think, not canvases, easels. And I think the little easel painting table thing next to it that I think is in like statues maybe, and a guitar. And I just feel like this home has so much for your Sims to do with these packs. I feel like I included almost everything. The only things I didn't include was I wish with Party Essentials, part of my idea was to include the little radio it comes with, and that was one reason I chose that pack, was for that and the other kind of like summer Party Essentials. But I didn't really use Party Essentials all that much, so you don't really need it. I would even venture to say that it was not essential to this build. So if you don't have Party Essentials, I think it's just like the tiling that I have in the kitchen is from Party Essentials, not this subway tile. I add the like wall piece that looks like tile from Party Essentials. I add that in there behind the fridge and stove and everything. So if you don't have that pack or that kit, it's really not completely necessary. I'm not gonna lie to you. Honestly, you could probably even do without little campers here. I only used a couple items from both of those, so you could still play with this if you don't have those. The main things that you will probably want is kitchen clutter, backyard stuff, seasons, an outdoor retreat probably. Less outdoor retreat than anything else, honestly. But yeah, so those are the things that would come in handy if you want to play in this build. And I say it every time, but if you do play in this or any of my builds, please send me photos either in my Discord, not Twitch, my Discord, my Twitter, Instagram, anything. All of that is down below, and I would love, love, love to see any photos you take in the houses that I have built or the apartments I've decorated. That would literally make my day. It would make me so happy. But here you can see that the living room has come along. We have 2 of these lamps in this room actually, which I thought was kind of a cute idea, and I think that it looks really cohesive to kind of have 2 of the same one. I guess they maybe just got a good deal on those lamps. But we add a little bookcase behind the desk to couch. Oh my goodness. Behind the couch to kind of take advantage of all the space in this room. We have the island piece, the little like rolling island piece that comes with kitchen clutter. This wall tile thing here is what I was talking about from Party Essentials. I guess we do get a few Party Essential items in the teenager's bedroom, I believe. So this is kind of the way that this room is going to be laid out. We're just adding clutter. This is not a very heavily cluttered build, so it should run pretty well on anyone's computer. I did not add like a whole bunch of details or clutter, so if you have a lower computer, like a lower ability to have a game running on your computer and you need a less cluttered build, this is definitely for you. I think the most cluttered part is the kitchen, and even that is not super cluttered, but I did try to use these tiles in here, but it just wasn't working, so we end up using the kitchen clutter kit tile pieces and making kind of like a mosaic out of 2 different colors of it, and I think it looks really cute in the end. This is the one and only bathroom, but it is a very big bathroom. It has a shower and a bathtub. It has 2 sinks, the toilet, a trash can. It just has everything you could possibly need. The toddler potties are going to go in the toddler bedroom. But I guess they probably could have fit in here right by this door. That would have been a good place, but I didn't think about it until I was already decorating the toddler room, so I just put them in there. But that was pretty much the entire bathroom. It's got lots of pink and blue. Again, this home is a little bit too pastel to be summery to me, but I think that it just came out so pretty anyway that it doesn't really matter all that much. You'll have to let me know if you disagree or if you want me to try again on the whole summer concept. But this build is for a set of parents or guardians, and then 2 toddlers and 1 teen, but I feel like the teen is like a preteen, like they just aged up into a teen from a child. And I think that their room is really cute. It's like purple, and then the toddler room is kind of like greens, I think, and maybe a little pink. And then the parents' room is like blue and pink, and I think it's really cute. But we'll get there in a minute. I think I add a rug at the very, very end of this build to the kitchen. I do also hate that the sink kind of clips into the half wall, but I decided to just ignore it. I didn't feel like messing with it, but this counter to the right of the stove is the counter your Sims could cook on. There is no clutter pieces on that counter piece. I really love the little phone on the wall. My husband liked that too. Oh no, we're adding the rug now. Okay. Okay. I'm very confused. And now we're just gonna add a couple, like 2 or 3 pieces of clutter. I think we get 1 thing on the bookshelf, 1 on the side table, and 1 on the coffee table. Maybe we didn't clutter the bookshelf. I don't know. Again, I was trying to do minimal clutter, but now we've moved on into the primary bedroom and we are choosing a bed. I think we end up going with this season's bed, and then we put a little love seat behind it, and I did playtest it. Oh, actually, I put a love seat behind it, and then I was gonna playtest it, and I was like, I don't feel like playtesting. So instead, I put this little table from one of the packs behind the bed and kind of gave it like a bigger, thicker headboard, and then the little side tables, and I think it came out really, really cute. And then the little lamps, I was trying to say lights and lamps, so that's what happened there. We get a bookshelf in the corner, and then a couple of rugs to bring in the blue and the pink, and then I need to quit saying and then we put a base game wardrobe right there to kind of bring the pink from the dining table into this bedroom. And now I'm trying to pick a chair to put in the corner, and we end up with the same exact chair from the living room. But I think it's really cute, and it's okay. It's fine. And then here, I think we just get a painting, and then like a plant by the bed and by the wardrobe. And then we put a mirror in the corner by the door. And that's about it for this parent's room. I'm not sure if we move on to the toddler room or the hallway next. The hallway just is very basic. It has a base game wardrobe and a couple pieces of clutter on top. There's a mirror and there's a plant. And I think that that's it. And I think that later I move the thermostat into this hallway as well. But I think that's a little bit later if I do it at all. But here are the little paintings above the little wardrobe. And then we grab, I think, a plant and maybe like a basket or something. Yeah, little basket with some baby stuff in it. Just, you know, to have extra to grab on the way to the bathroom or something if you need it. And then this is going to be the toddler twin bedroom. So we get these beds on this wall, and then the backyard stuff rug in a very bright summery swatch. And it also just brought in all the colors from the wallpaper we were using from the base game into the rest of the room by that rug. And I just really loved it. I thought it was so fun. We got the Little Campers dollhouse. We add a nightstand with a light on it. I did not add any of the nightmare lights, so I should have added those. We use this little like balloon looking light that I've never really used. We get a couple of toddler toys on the ground, and then we just decorate the little dresser. And I think we put the little bookcase in the corner by the door, and then a clock also in that corner, like the little kitty clock. And then we're just going to add some base game curtains in pink, I believe, to bring in that light pink color that was in the rest of the house. And I think that's really it for this room. The toddler potty will go over here by the height chart. We just add a few of the little base game paintings above the bed. And then you could also use the nightstand to put food on for your toddlers to grab. I love to add little tables or nightstands in the toddler rooms for that purpose, at least, if nothing else. But this is going to be the teens room. We use these Party Essential wall hangings as like curtains, and I thought it was so fun. Again, I think that this is a teen, but I think they just aged up from a child. So like the wallpaper is a little like maybe from their childhood and not from their teenhood. And same with the like folding chair. And I think that they really, I don't know the story behind the blow up couch and chair. Maybe I shouldn't have used those because they were unlocks. But if you download the house, then it will be there because you don't have, I believe the way it works is it just has to be in a build and then you can use it. You just don't have it in your catalog if you didn't play the event. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think that's either how it was or how it is. But we add a couple more pieces of clutter to this bedroom, and then I think we move back outside to kind of finish up out there. We also still have to add the mirror and the plant in this little hallway. And then I think we're done with the interior. Here I am checking to make sure. And now we're just going to jump outside and finish that up. We get the telescope over here with this plant from one of the packs that I don't like, but I was trying to use things, so I used it. And then we're just going to paint the pool. Obviously they needed a pool. It's a summer home. And then we just add a few plants to the porch. And I think we get a chair at the very, very end. We're just scooting the water slide over I don't know. We're moving that over a bit, and we do change the swatch of it later to kind of match the colors a little bit better. But now we're trying to figure out where to add the table and chairs and the grill, and we end up pulling out the big like canopy tent from Little Campers and putting some kid stuff underneath it so that they're like out of the summer heat when they're playing outside. And I thought that that was a very fun idea. Here I am, I was trying to figure out what from Little Campers I could add outside, and I ended up going with this big like blanket canopy tent thing. And then I just put a couple of kids things in here, like the drawing table, a couple of chairs, a little stool, and then the rug. And I think that it's very cute under there, very summery, protects them from the heat. And then we're just going to add a little bit more landscaping. You can see now that we have changed the slide color. Whew, I'm getting tired of talking. I thought this voiceover was so much shorter. If you do voiceovers, you know that sometimes you just get so winded just trying to talk for so long without stopping, and that's where I'm at right now. But now we're just adding a bunch of terrain paint, and then we're going to add the few things to the front porch and the backyard. I want to say thank you again for being here and for watching my videos. You make me so happy, and doing this is just so fun for me, and I've made so many friends doing this as well. If you'd like to download this again, it is on the online gallery under AudynRo, AudynRo. All that information will be linked down below, as well as my Minecraft YouTube, which is kind of on a hiatus, and a bunch of other stuff. So let me know if you have any limited pack builds you'd like to see. I love you so much, and I will see you very soon. I am so proud of you. Be proud of yourself. Bye, friends.